Hello everybody, I'm Viviana and welcome back to my channel. Today I am sharing with you all about my post-show, 3 weeks post-show. Good morning everybody. It is Tuesday and it is also a check-in day. So I am super excited to see what changes are going to be made, if there's any changes, and just kind of look at all the information that I've been putting together by my post show to see how things are changing. I really enjoy comparing them to previous years. So I'll go back to other years of prep and post show to see how I've been changing. So I'm super excited to check in and to see, what's going on. So after my gym session, and I'm gonna go home and do my check-in and I'll share that with you. Okay everybody, so it is my 17th day post-show. So I am checking in today and we'll see if there is any changes. Like I previously mentioned, I continue to check in even post-show. It is very important to have a plan after you finish your fat loss. So today I am doing these exact same things I always do: measurements, take my pictures, my posing, and then just share any updates or anything that I feel has to do with my progress, or if it's affecting my progress. So those are the kind of things that I share with my coach to see if there is any updates or any changes that needs to be made. But yeah, that is it. We are checking in today and we shall see.
Baila, mi corazón, ven y mueve tu cuerpo al son. Las luces brillan, la fiesta empieza, el reggaetón no se enloquece.
All right, Miss Viviana, 17 days after the show, food is up, hunger is down, cycle. That's awesome. We're healthy there. I think the next show for us, because if you want to come in to win, I'm going to put a link below so you can see what the competitors look like at the over 40 wellness show at the Ben Weider. I think that's what we should be focusing on. Now, we'd have to do a show before that, a natural show before, but I think we should look at, spending the year focused on being successful and, adding a little bit of muscle, staying nice and lean so we can come in and be competitive to win the Ben Weider. That would be my suggestion. Let me know if that sounds good. So yeah. Reasoning for post-show hunger even after calories are increased. Well, the reason is because you're eating more food, you're turning on hormones that have been shut off. When your calories are very low, your hunger signals kind of can be blunted. When you introduce food back into the equation, it is going to increase the hunger, okay? The other reason can be because of too much food variety, right? So we get very used to eating very kind of similar, almost typically bland whole foods in prep. When the calories go up, we might start introducing things that are a little bit more savory, a little more fat, a little more salt, a little more sugar. These things can also increase hunger signaling, right? Your fat cells are basically going to be craving more because they want to be restored more rapidly. So the goal for us is to keep you leaner through the process, but eventually to get those calories up nice and high while staying a little bit leaner than we were for the last off season. That will set us up for a lot of success. Okay. So we'll hold here for this week. And if you see the scale come back down below 120, just let me know. I think that'll be the good time for us to add some food. Okay. Thanks, Viviana. And the link below is so you can see the competitors at the Ben Weider for the Master.
Okay everybody, so this week is Thanksgiving, and I know that most people, it is a time you know, to gather with your family and of course have a feast. But we also need to remember, you know, what is it that we are thankful for. Not everybody gets to have family time or a meal. And there's always situations, unfortunately, as part of life. So we just have to remember those things when we're sitting down on the table and we're having a feast, being grateful for everything that we have, and not only, like I said, you know, our home, our family, but our health and everybody around us. And you know, just remember these things. Last year during this time, a few weeks or a week to my show, my mother was in an emergency that I had to fly to Virginia where she lives. And then today my dad is having surgery for his knees. And so you know, as we get older, we learn that our parents are not these big strong people that we always think they are. And I'm not talking about emotionally, you know, or how tough they are, because they are, but I work in the geriatric community, and so my why has always been my grandmother. But as things change and I get older, my parents do too. And so I just kind of come through these, you know, these things come to mind. And so I'm so grateful that I have my parents, but I'm also grateful for my health. And this week, besides everything else that is going on, you know, it's always nice to remember all our blessings, right? So I'm here at work. I don't get all week off. I used to when I work for a school district, but as a nurse, not anymore. So anyways, I'm grateful for my job. I'm grateful to take care of people and to advocate for my geriatric community. So perspective. But I will share with you this week as much as I can. And again, I know that you guys said to want me to share a little more about me and my personal life. So I'm going to try to do that too. But yeah, so have a great day. Hello everybody. So today is Wednesday and I'm actually not at work. So I'll be off from work the next few days for Thanksgiving, and hopefully I'll get some time to share with you what's going on throughout the week, my training, how I do Thanksgiving and all that fun stuff. And my daughters to get here so that we can take our Thanksgiving family picture.
I remember the good old days when we were young and carefree. We'd run around and play all day, just you and me. I remember.
After the pictures, we decided to go have some breakfast. So we are walking to IHOP Kids Choice, and I plan to order the same thing, which is my egg white omelet. It's pretty good. It's vegetables and egg whites, and so it's easy for me to track as well.
Those memories are etched in my mind, and they'll never be gone. I remember the good old days when life was simple and fun. We laugh and dance in the sun. Oh,
and today we took a nap, That doesn't happen often. But we all took a nap in Alejandra's room.
Cause my room's the best.
Because she loves us.
It's the bomb.com.
Puro pedo. So for Thanksgiving, the plan is to have our Thanksgiving meal at my son's, and that's because he just recently moved, and so he wanted to host, which we're okay with, but he's not cooking, he's not providing anything, we're doing everything, but I'm okay with it. Good morning, everybody, and happy Thanksgiving. We are getting ready for the Turkey Trot Run Walk here in Austin, Texas. It is an annual event that happens here downtown, and we did it last year. My daughter thought it was a lot of fun, so we are going to do it again. And so after we finish the walk, we're going to come back and get ready for Thanksgiving family gathering. But hopefully I can share some videos and some pictures with you all, because last year was a lot of fun. So I hope everybody has a happy Thanksgiving, and I will share as much as I can.
I remember the good old days when we were young and carefree. We'd run around and play all day.
Have you ever had to take a whole Thanksgiving meal to go?
When life was simple and fun. So good. We laugh and dance in the sun. Oh, those days are gone. We'd climb trees and ride bikes. We'd stay out until the street lights came on. Those memories are etched in my mind, and they'll never be gone. I remember the good old days when life was simple and fun. We laugh and dance in the sun. Oh, those days are gone. Now we're all grown up, and life has taken its toll. But I'll always hold on to those memories in my soul. I remember the good old.
Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. So yesterday at night I went to my son's and we had a great family dinner for Thanksgiving. You guys probably saw in the videos that I shared that I cooked and did everything at home, and then because he moved and now he has his own home with his family, we decided, or he actually wanted us to go have Thanksgiving with him, and so we did. But we did all the cooking, or actually my daughter, and we took everything to his home. So here I am again this morning and ready to continue the program. Nothing changes, right? We enjoyed yesterday our meal, family time, but now we're here back to following the program. So have a great day. My hair. So here we are, back to pancakes. Meal number 1. everybody. So it is my third week post-show updates. And you guys saw that I shared that this week was Thanksgiving week. And I also got some days PTO from work. So that was fun. So Monday and Tuesday, I went to work like I normally do. But then Wednesday through Sunday, I didn't go to work, and it was due to Thanksgiving. And so I thought I was going to have more time to share with you what I eat and how I train and all that fun stuff. Well, big mistake, because it was all family days, which I loved, but I wasn't able to share as much as I wanted to. So on Wednesday, we took our family pictures, and then on Thursday, it was Thanksgiving, and we started with our run walk here downtown Austin. There's a turkey trot walk run that they do every year, and my daughter Alejandra wanted to do it again this year. We did it last year. It was a lot of fun. So we got all our kids together, and we all did it together, even my grandbaby. So it was so much fun. But then after, we came home and we started cooking, getting everything ready for our Thanksgiving dinner. And my daughter Alejandra actually did all the cooking, most of the cooking. They actually put me to do like busy work. So I was cutting onions and garlic and things like that. But she was doing the turkey and the main things, which I love, because I love that they get involved and they start learning, right? But we had to take our meal, like everything after we cooked, to my sons, because like I mentioned in the video that my son moved, and he wanted to for us to have our Thanksgiving dinner there, but he was not going to cook or get anything. He wanted us to do everything, so we actually took everything to him. But again, it was a lot of fun. We did enjoy having my adult kids around and my grandbaby, and they were here every day, and so that was a lot of fun. And then we started working on our Christmas tree the next day, and again, with my grandbaby being here, she spent the night for the very first time with us, and that was just a little reminder on how hard it is to have babies. And you know, my kids are adults now, but I had twins, and I just got a little reminder of how difficult those times were, and waking up, which then I had a hard time the next day trying to kind of get in my routine, because I was so tired. But again, it was a lot of fun, and I got to see her walk. She had already been doing, you know, her baby steps and holding on to things, but while she was here, she actually started walking on her own everywhere. And so I was super excited and so grateful that I got to see that. And then also, what I found difficult, and I think maybe this can also be like a tip for everybody, is that when you are in a holiday, you know, it's kind of difficult to leave to go train or to eat, you know, something different while everybody is doing something else, right? And it depends on your culture, how you celebrate. But I know Christmas is coming and New Year's is coming. And for us in the Hispanic and Mexican culture, you know, we have a lot of food. There's a lot of liquor. There's a lot of everything, right? And so I know for a fact, because like I said, my first prep was 12 years ago, and I've been dealing with this always, but it gets easier, I'm gonna say, just because your family starts kind of already recognizing that this is part of your life, and they don't even bother, right, to ask you. They know that I don't drink, or that I only eat sometimes depending on where I'm at in my prep or my nutrition, right? So I think once at the beginning it's probably more difficult, because it was for me, and trying to get family, right, to kind of understand. Not that they understand it, but now they know, and they don't kind of push it to where you feel uncomfortable or I feel uncomfortable. It's just like at the beginning, it's difficult for people to understand what you're trying to do. And a lot of times you might hear like, whatever, she's in a diet, blah, blah, blah. But then after years of doing this, they seem to know that this is not a one-time deal, that this has been my thing forever. And so it no longer becomes difficult for me or to explain, and they no longer ask. They already know that, while I'm there, whether it is out of town or when I'm here, that if I have to go to the gym or if I have to eat a certain way, that it's okay. That's my choice, right? But for those of you that are having a hard time, or that this happens to you, know that it gets easier with the years. And also, I suggest that you do your training, your cardio, everything early in the morning. And this is why I do my training at 5 a.m. because I want to make sure that I get it done before anything. So when I had my kids living with me, and whether I was a working mom or a stay-home mom, I want to make sure that I got my training done before my husband wakes up, before my kids wake up, and before I had anything to do during the day, because we know that once they wake up, it's going to be busy, right? And also after school and after work, they have activities, sports, things going on. And now that I don't have my kids at home, I know that I still have things that might happen after work, or I want to spend some time with my husband, or we go out for walks, or we go out to a restaurant for coffee, whatever it might be. Or like now with the holidays, my Thanksgiving, I knew that I'm going to have my kids home, my grandbaby, and that there's going to be things going on. So I would go early in the morning before anything happened, before anybody would get here, or any plans of going out. And so I didn't have that in my mind, that I would go and spend time with them, go out for dinner or anywhere that we would go, and then I had to come back home and then train. And it depended on how late you would get home, right? Or I would get home. Instead, I work out early in the morning, get it done, and I also try to get my cardio done as well, so that when that's over with, and I either had my kids come in here and we would cook breakfast together, or if we were going to go out for coffee walks or dinner, I was already done with my training and my cardio, and that was not in my mind. I wasn't worried. I was super okay with everything, and I could just be part of whatever was going on. So I always suggest that if you can, get it done early in the morning before anything, because I do that even when it's not a holiday. Even now before work, I go get it done so that I don't have to worry about it. Now, when I'm on prep, obviously it's a little different. I do my training and some of my cardio, but because I have more cardio during my prep, then I have to go in the evening to do my second cardio, right? But that's not the case at the moment, so it all worked out. But again, I do suggest that if you do it early in the morning, it'd be best, so that you don't have to worry about that during the day. And it is not something that you might not have enough time, because you have to do things, whether it is with your family or work, and then you get home really late and you might have to choose sleep over your training, right? So that's just something that to keep in mind. when you are trying to figure out your schedule, your days, and your training. Now, I am going to say that Saturday and Sunday, let me see, what did I do? No, it went really well. Same thing. I had my kids and we started the Christmas decorations. So we got our Christmas tree. We got everything. We actually finished finally our Christmas tree. And then on Sunday, today, I'm actually the day that I train at a different time. Again, because family was here, I was not waking up at my usual time. Usually without an alarm, like I will wake up on my own around the same time. But this time I'm assuming, I know that it is because I was so tired and I didn't wake up at the same time that I ended up having to go to the gym at a different time. And so, but I got it done. But it's always best that we do it at the same time, at the scheduled time, so that we can kind of keep that as our usual routine. Now, I do know that I always tell people when you are training that you want to make sure that you have a plan. And I just started, I think it was last week or post show. So this is my 3rd week. Yes, I'm starting my 3rd week on my new program. And right now I'm doing a full body training. Now that's going to change, but I'm just trying to get back to, my normal baseline, my health back, my strength back slowly. And so just kind of getting back to it the way that, before prep. And it's going to take some time because, as you guys know, we get, in a calorie deficit with higher cardio and low calories. And so all these hormonal changes happening. So when we're done with a show, we slowly, try to get our strength back. And most women lose their cycle. I don't, but go back to that. But I do get other hormonal changes, right? So that is my main focus right now, getting back to my normal, healthy self. And so I am training right now full body, but that's going to be changing. And as you guys saw, my coach on the video is suggesting that moving forward, we are going to focus on the natural bodybuilding shows, natural tested bodybuilding shows. So right now, my goal is to maintain and obviously to grow, which is what we got for judges' feedback. So we're going to try to grow muscle as much as we can. So when we get ready for our next prep, that we come in ready to do really well. And so just training tips for you guys. I'm going to say that make sure that you go into the gym with a plan. A lot of the times, there's people that go in the gym and they just follow things on social media and just kind of like, okay, today I'm just going to do this and then maybe tomorrow I'll do that. There has to be a plan that is focused on what you're trying to accomplish. Every training is different. And so you might see me training one way and somebody else is training different. And it's probably because we have different goals. So one of the mistakes that people do is not having a plan, right? So make sure that there is a plan that you know that you're going to follow and that is for you. So that's one of the training mistakes that I've seen. The second mistake is not eating enough, right? So if you guys have followed me for a while, you guys know that I don't eat when I go to the gym at 5 a.m. Now, most people will tell you, which is right, you should have at least a protein shake, something, right, before you go to the gym, because it is difficult to have the strength, the energy on an empty stomach, right? And so a lot of people don't eat enough in general, not even those people that don't fast. It's just because they think that eating less is better. And that's another mistake. you should be eating before your training if you're going during the day. The exception is the morning, early in the morning, but because at night, the previous night, you had a protein, high carb meal that probably is going to keep you for the morning, which is what I do. I do not feel good training in the morning, not even with a shake. My stomach hurts. I've tried it. And I know that's the optimal way of doing it, is to have a meal or a shake or something before you train. And I totally agree, suggest, and it's, it's again, the optimal way to do it. But there's always going to be exceptions to everything, right? And so I'm going to say that would be an exception for me if it's not making me feel good, and if it's not allowing me to train the best that I can, then that wouldn't be the best option for me. And so throughout this prep, and even now, I do have my higher calories and carbs during the day and the evening, not in the morning. And again, the exception to that is in the evening before your training, that you have a high protein and carbs in your meals, so that in the morning, when I train really early at 4:30 in the morning, that's gonna help me with the energy, which it has, and I have not had any problems with that. So mistake number 2 would be not eating enough because you think that eating less is better, or because you're during the day, you go to the gym and think, my physique looks better if I don't eat. That's another mistake. So make sure you're eating enough for your training. So that's the mistake number 2. And then mistake number 3 is cardio. A lot of people do cardio before they train. And I know cardio walking is a good way to kind of, when you get there, to warm up. Some people like to stretch and then they warm up and they walk on a treadmill and stretch, and that's great. But if you're using your cardio before you train, and I mean your actual cardio that you're doing, your 30 minutes or on the elliptical or your runs, whatever cardio you are doing, you want to do it after your training, after you lift weights. And that's because you're going to be tired already. And so you want to use that energy for your lifting. You want to make sure that you're lifting, with quality reps, that you're not just going through the motion, but you actually training, focusing on what you're doing. But if you do cardio, and again, like I said, the kind of cardio that it's going to make you tired, not just warming up, walking, you're going to be too tired to do your training in the optimal way, in the best way possible. So do your training first, stretch, warm up, do that. But then after you finish your training, your lifting, then do your recommended cardio. And that's going to be, a big change for you, and it'll be great. And you'll feel it. So those are the kind of like the 3 mistakes that I see going on for training, which is 1, not going to the gym with a plan, your training plan. 2, not eating enough. And 3, and that's the cardio, doing cardio before your training. So I hope those tips are helpful. I hope you enjoyed my update, and this coming weekend I will be at the Battle of Texas with the Angel Bikini competition. I will be there for the athlete check-in. As you guys know, that was one of the, that's the show that I was planning on doing, but you've heard my updates. It wasn't the smartest thing to do. So I will not be doing the show, but I will be there this weekend coming up for the athlete meeting. And so if you are competing, it'd be great to see you and meet you, and we'll have some of the check-in gifts for you guys if you are competing. So it's going to be great. I'll be that weekend there for that show, and then also my niece's birthday. So it's going to be a fun weekend, I think. But hopefully I will take some pictures and some videos so that I can share on next week's update. So thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time.